We're headed out to Rykad Minoris, so we're still on our way, and we finally arrive. Looks very much like Earth. Actually has bodies of water, it has land masses, and we do our scan and nothing. 50 experience. I mean, I love the fact we get free experience, and there's a starport out here. The starport greets you with the din of ordnance, and the smell of explosives tickles your nostrils. It's difficult to tell through the smoke who is firing at whom. Halt! Weapons on the ground or I'm firing! A man in a torn and dirty uniform hobbles toward you from behind the chunks of rockcrete and crumpled plasteel. His cracked helmet is adorned with a crooked label that reads Sergeant Malgar. Alright, so our skies are in lockdown. The rebels are shooting down anything that flies, and you lot just happen to land in our rear without a scratch to show for it. I mean, the bunnies are always about landing in the rear. What are you talking about? I mean, you shouldn't be surprised. And on a shuttle like that. Where did you get it? God, the paint scheme is so awesome. Stolen from the palace, isn't it? He's visibly awed by the resplendent gold of your transport. Grab 'em, lads. We've got ourselves a rebel landing force. What? Abelard turns purple. By the holy throne! What is this mess? Adira glances around. They're in a rough spot, old man. Go easy on them. Oh, Abelard's pissed. He may be reformed, but he's pissed. How dare you, commoner, on your knees. Oh my god! You know what, I'll just say, you must be mistaken. I am the rogue trader of House von Valancius. The soldier grows more and more pale. With every word you say. As soon as you are done speaking, he falls to his knees. We didn't even have to ask. My mistake, your lordship. Didn't recognize you, sir. Please pardon my blunder. It's a bloodbath in here. Oh, I think the chat needs more 40k lore. A frag grenade explosion cuts off the rest of the sergeant's words. Shrapnel flies everywhere with a piercing screech. One of the soldiers falls to the ground, clutching the remains of his forearm that is now adorned with crimson tatters. Blood is pouring out of the stump, and the soldier's agony is short-lived. The sergeant curses and hastily says an army prayer for the dead. With a rasping cough, the sergeant turns back to you. Pardon me, sir. God. Wow, I feel bad for this guy. Probably his friend, or at worst, his men just died. And he's just like, Sergeant Las Malgar reporting. My unit is holding the starport on the governor's orders. How may I serve? I mean, they're not holding it very well. Some dirty dog nearly shot down my shuttle. Oh my god. What is going on here? Do you happen to know if a member of the Inquisition has come here? Wow, straight to the point. I mean, with everything going on, we might just do it. Do you happen to know if a member of the Inquisition has come here? At the word Inquisition, the sergeant's face fills with awe. I don't know, sir. There definitely haven't been any visitors like that on my watch. You might have to inquire at the headquarters. Your lordship, sir. What is going on here? Unrest, sir. Armed rebellions in both the capital and the provinces. First the lower levels sparked, then it went up the spires. They hit the Vox hubs, the arsenals, the bag train stations. Then Felix tore off his mask, precisely because he knew about the trouble on Rykad Minoris. He knew that none of our allies would come to our aid. Kasha lets out a sorrowful sigh. You may continue your report, peasant. Oh my god! Kasha! It's on Pleasant Street. HB, your portrait looks like someone stuck your toe into an outlet as they took that picture. You know, I have had that happen before, and it's not fun. So believe me, if that guy looks like it, it could be that she took the picture from that moment. I wasn't aware she had a camera, but you know, weirder stuff has happened. My unit was here when it all went to the Groxes. The tech briefs linked to satellites reported sightings of strange void ships in the system. They were orbiting the star until one of them set course for landing on Rykad Majoris. The governor took precautionary measures, ordered to increase security at the key facilities. I mean, everyone knows that whenever something's not right, you better double the warden details. The alarm was raised. We were sent to secure the starport. It's the only reason we were able to hold it. They're crushing us, the scumbags. It's been a whole turn since the last reinforcements came in. We're running low on ammo. Every other fighter's wounded. I don't know how bad it is in the streets, but they'll drive us out of here any minute. Wait, actually, I don't even know. Who are you fighting? Who are you anyway? What caused the rebellion? How can some pathetic rebellion be cause enough for such a lackluster welcoming ceremony in honor of a rogue trader's arrival? It's an insult. Wow! God, man, you can really play a dick if you want to. I cannot leave you and your people without aid. Reinforcements will be sent from my ship. That's actually quite... Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. I live to serve. The sergeant is so astonished that he only barks out the mandated words of gratitude. after a non-mandated lengthy pause. "We won't fail. We won't forget. We'll be praying to the Emperor for you, your lordship, sir." "I'm going to see the governor." "If I may report, sir, as long as the rebels keep shooting their damned anti-aircraft battery, there's absolutely no way to shuttle you to the governor. It would have to be on foot, and the streets are dangerous. I have no one to send with you as an escort. I assigned all available troops to accompany the esteemed tech priest to the governor." Ooh! "I will voxcast orders to them to wait for you, and I'll inform headquarters. They better send out a convoy to meet you halfway. Meanwhile, we'll follow the governor's orders and hold the line." Adira frowns as her gaze grows distant, as if she's looking through the sergeant. "You're a good soldier, but you've got a lot of blood on your hands. Both yours and others. You know, the same hand that salutes now might falter in dark. A good fighter would have long since reclaimed the starport. Move out and attack, you coward." Wow! Well, let's not say that. You know, what tech priest are we talking about here? "A very important person from the Adeptus Mechanicus arrived on the last shuttle before they locked down the sky. He kept on asking whether anyone by the name of Amarant or Amarnat or something like that had recently arrived. Barely answered any of our questions, though. Said he was under no obligation to tell us anything. He demanded to talk to the governor personally, so I had to send a quarter of my troops with him to keep trouble at bay. Well, is the path ahead dangerous? What exactly awaits me there?" The sergeant sighs heavily. "I mean, all of our roadblocks are gone. The whole place is in the rebels' hands. The city's almost lost, so no help will come. We're surrounded by rebels. And watch your steps, sir. The streets are chock full of mines." "Oh, great. Well, that's why we have, well, a sister of battle." His remark about mines lodges itself in your memory. More than anything, you will need to watch the ground and not your surroundings. You'd rather risk a shot from a rebel or a jittery soldier than experience a few handfuls of lethal frag shrapnel resting on top of some 300 grams of explosive feiseling. "You're a good soldier, Malgar. I will see your heroism noted." The sergeant blushes slightly. "I live to serve." Another explosion interrupts the sergeant's words. With a sigh of relief, he turns to his soldiers and spits out a booming series of commands. "Oh, where are we going? Oh my god. Oh, what is this? I'm guessing those are not the rebels. They're wearing the red, the maroon. Oh, hello! Adeptus Mechanicus!"
"The edge is nigh."
The blinded ones are harmless. No sense in shooting them and drawing attention.
Are you sure? Something tells me. Yep! Something tells me.
Kill the tech priest. We need to take him alive.
Find it and let their enemies
Do it. Fall back.
Can we please have that guy on our side? Oh no! He totally self-destructed.
Let the cycle be discontinued.
Dude, this guy is cool. Who is this? Oh, do we have a full party? Pasqal, the man dressed in crimson, should not have survived an explosion like that. However, he is alive. You hear the wheezing of the respirator that covers half of his face.
Not another step.
God, he's so cool. A trill comes from the folds of the partially smoldering crimson raiment. It is binaric speech, the sacred language of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Alright! The binaric hymn transforms into a vox-synthesized voice that sounds like thunder rolling over a vast plain. Yes!
Flee, for I am death.
I mean, that makes two of us, baby. His gaunt hand rises to stop you, and immediately your vox howls in pain and your machine equipment starts crackling. The tech priest's blazing power axe disgorges a cloud of righteous sparks, and his visor glows menacingly in blue and green.
By the throne! What is that servant of the Omnissiah made of? Adamantine? Ugh, blasted.
Abelard clutches his head as his ocular implant is racked with a wave of interference. He's like a walking ECM or something, yeah? This is no time to lose your composure. Present me. Even though you're in pain, Abelard, you've got to present me. That's what's gonna happen. Here we go.
Roguetrader von Valancius greets you, honored tech priest, and graciously grants you permission to remain in his presence.
Wow! Clenching his teeth, the seneschal grits out. Wow. Poor guy. I feel like a bit of a dick now.
I identify you as a member of a high stratum belonging to Roguetrader House von Valancius. I I'm detecting no need for confrontation.
Definitely no need. The tech priest visor focuses on your attire and examines the symbols on it.
The convoy received an order to meet you. It is no longer functional. Therefore, I propose that we continue to advance to the rendezvous point with the governor's soldiers.
Dude, this guy's awesome! The menacing blue-green glow fades in the tech priest's gaze. He lowers his arm and your equipment ceases to malfunction. What? Is he seriously like a walking EMP? This guy is awesome. The tech priest stares resolutely forward, his mechadendrite tentacles rising gracefully around his hunched figure, which is illuminated by the flames of the smoldering remains of the machine. Who are you? Point at the exploded machine. How did you manage to kill off a slew of people and blow up a sacred machine without even laying a finger on it?
This was my doing.
Oh! I feel bad. I forgot that they worship that stuff. The tech priest turns around and stares aghast at the burning remains as if he had nothing to do with what just happened. His vox produces a mournful prayer. Oh, okay. Maybe it's not in his control. We've got a lot of bunnies that are not in control. You'll fit right in.
The voices are being weird about him. They're saying garbled, conflicting things. Like they're talking about completely different people. But he's not a threat to you. Even if that's a bit hard to believe after all the fireworks.
I don't like the sound of this. Who are you?
I identify as Magus Pasqal of the priesthood of Mars. By the grace of the Omnissiah, I am currently assigned to the maintenance personnel of the station Altar Templum Calixis X-17.
Oh my god.
Altar Templum Calixis. I have heard the name before.
Oh, Furibundus!
The station appears on House Orcelio's star charts in the Furibundus system, not far from the void colony of Footfall. You have traveled a long way to come here, esteemed Magos.
It's interesting because Heinrich von Kalox, the Inquisitor that we're looking for, we're supposed to take him to the Furibundus system. So I have a feeling when we do, if we bring along Pasqal, then maybe we're going to see something quite, well, explosive, yeah? You do not even know how you caused such an explosion.
The Omnissiah granted me a revelation. The spirit of this machine was dying, but it wished to perform a service, for such was its design. I sensed this and appealed to it. I do not know how I did it. I merely followed my intuition. The understanding granted by the Omnissiah was not permanent. It has left me.
Why do you wish to see the governor?
I came here to carry out a sacred mission. My mentor, Archmagus Amonat,
Amonat.
summoned me, and I hastened to answer his call. But the rabble's unrest prevented our meeting, and I was on my way to Governor Medina to determine my mentor's current location.
Okay, so Amonat. That's what the guard was saying. I don't remember his name. I said that I would say how heroic he was, but I don't even remember his name. Crap.
My escort was ordered by their commander
Yeah, that guy.
to continue their movement and await to be merged with your group. Then, due to their incompetence, they let themselves be killed.
Wow.
It was an unacceptable complication to my task.
To be honest, they did say, don't worry, they're not going to shoot at us, and then they did. If the tech priest's voice carried any compassion for the dead, the dry words that crackled from his vox system did not convey a single shred of it, yes. Well, I invite you to join my retinue.
Acknowledged. Predicting successful and mutually beneficial cooperation.
This guy's so cool. Give me logic. Here we go. We've got our full 6. Oh, hello. Who are you? Rebel? Young Warden. A young man in a planetary guard uniform salutes you. Your lordship, Private Camille Regius, ready to escort you to the command center for your meeting with the governor. I regret to say that the convoy sent to meet you was ambushed and took critical losses in heavy fighting against the rebels. In other words, I'm the only survivor. Oh, crap. That's not very helpful. However, the rebel force was destroyed as well. We can set out for the command center. Yeah, but what about the anti-air battery? The success to failure ratio of combat objectives completion for this world's military speaks to its subpar efficiency. I will advise the local ruler to seek my fraternity's aid in upgrading their troops to servitor man. We're gonna lobotomize all the troops to make them better. Go figure. Awareness succeeded. Your uniform looks odd, soldier. As if it belongs to someone else. Oh! Apologies, your lordship. The soldier draws himself up and goes to adjust his gear. It's a new uniform. The guards are in a difficult situation right now, so we often get issued whatever's left. And it isn't always the right size. Your mouth is full of mud, soldier. You're hiding something behind beaming hues of faith and loyalty. What is it? The soldier gulps nervously under the stern gaze of cautious ruby eyes. Fear, I guess? In times like these, if you give in to weakness, you're done for. And I'm not done with life just yet. Adira winces, glances at you, then shakes her head. Oh, this guy's screwed. What can you tell me about the insurgency? Yeah, what can you tell me about the insurgency, insurgent? The ungrateful rabble rose in rebellion against the planet's lawful governor and his lordship Caligos Winterscale, our ruler by the will of the emperor. They're all heretics deserving of a most terrible death. Just kidding. Order will be restored. The guilty will be punished, which is totally not us. I mean them. How did you make it out alive if your entire convoy perished? The emperor protected me, the soldier replies with confidence. I didn't run, your lordship, if that's what you're thinking. I was by my commander's side until the very end. I shot the last rebel from the gang that attacked us, but alas, the captain succumbed to his wounds by my own hand. I mean, by chaos, and the others had already died. The emperor rest their souls. Oh boy. Adira winces, glances at you, and shakes her head. Enough talking, let's go to the command center. What? No! Yes, your lordship. We have to take this avenue. It leads from the starport right into an ambush. I mean the command center. It's a very short walk. We can't walk straight across, your lordship. I'll show you a safe way around. Oh wow, I feel so safe now. Can I auto shoot him, like right now? There are traces of a recent battle everywhere, including bodies in planetary guard uniforms.
That wasn't so difficult.
The soldiers' bodies and the general... Oh, what happened? The young man sighs. It's the remains of my squad. Once we put down those horrible rebels, they'll be given the last honors they deserve as soldiers fallen in a righteous battle. This battlefield looks highly suspicious. Half of your comrades never even had the chance to draw their weapons. And the direction of the shots as well. I mean, the attackers knew exactly what path the group would take and, why, how large it would be. The enemy is smart and cunning. Perhaps they were watching us. I should definitely report this to the governor. Aim your weapon at the private. I thought it was aim your weapon at his privates. I mean, might as well be that way. You know what? I'm going to do that. Too many parts of your story fail to add up. I'm beginning to wonder if you're a traitor. I swear, your lordship, I may have gotten a few things mixed up from inexperience, and that's why they don't add up. Please, let's walk to the governor's command center. I must carry out my orders. Once we get there, you can have the intelligence run a check on me if you wish. I'm a loyal soldier, and, why, that's the truth. Do not believe him, Lord Captain. Pale green is seeping from his every word, and I know this color of deceit well. I once mistook Felix's words so humble and full of sweetness for sincerity. In truth, they were poison. Well, we gotta kill this guy. In times of war, it's better to execute an innocent than to have a mole. It's better to execute an innocent than have a mole in one's ranks. Blast you, scum! Aurora will get you all the same. Aurora and the final dawn. I'm a commissar. This is what I do. Well, let's loot him. He's got a regular chest plate, and he's got a regular las pistol. Well, sucks for that guy. Oh, hello. This is what we needed to remove. An ancient anti-aircraft battery of impressive proportions casts a dark shadow on the ground. Kneeling in the shadow is a red-haired woman with gaping black holes where her eyes once were. Oh, she's feverishly scrambling for something on the ground around her, dully repeating light, light, light. That's enough whining, lads. We won't be getting any more visitors. We lop the heads off all of them. As for that coward, I gave him a taste of my true sight. Where's she gonna go? The portly woman gestures toward the redhead. Her eclectic gear has clearly been scavenged from her less lucky friends as well as foes. Right, now who's this? I'm new. I was sent here to take over from you. Take over? Ha! We don't work shifts here. It's just us. We're in charge. Get him, lads. For Aurora and the final dawn. The anti-aircraft battery's control panel has a panoply of mysterious levers and buttons. Deactivating it quickly is not an option. All you can do is blow it up, destroying it completely. Let's use Pasqal with his tech use to examine it. The anti-aircraft battery certainly was constructed a long time ago, long before the colonization of this world began. It comes as no surprise that the insurgents were barely able to operate it. Modern arms protocols are incomprehensible to the machine spirits of such an ancient construction. Oh my. Well, let's destroy it. There it is. That means we can now take the shuttle, right? The blast consumes the ancient weapon. The sky above the city is safe for flying once again. Heck yes! Here we go. Into the warehouse. Oh, hello. What is this? On his journey across a world caught in the throes of a heretical insurgency, the Lord Bunnyman accidentally witnessed an unholy rite that transpired in one of the maintenance rooms of an aqueduct. This abandoned nook turned out to be a heretic's gathering place for performing their grim and profane acts. The large group of rebels stood frozen in patient anticipation, all staring into the center of the room. No one moved. Only the murmur of hushed voices echoed against the metal walls. Aw, crap, what have we gotten ourselves into? Lord Captain ran a cursory glance over the room, assessing the situation. The rebels were unremarkable in appearance. They were dressed in the shabby clothes of abject rabble, spoke in coarse voices, and had repulsive faces. I mean, what's to be expected? I mean, but what caught the Lord Bunnyman's attention was the look of strange, almost sinister anticipation in their eyes. This was no gathering of loud blasphemers or bored idlers. Only occasionally would they exchange brief, unintelligible remarks. As they stood in a frozen circle, their gazes turned toward the hulking structure in the center of the room. What are they trying to do? It looks like they're trying to, there's a giant ant out there and there's the big magnifying glass and they just wanted to have some wicked sadistic fun. Bulky power transformers, cogitators, crates, and voxcasters took up most of the space. Against their background, the structure in the center stood out oddly. An enormous lens mounted on a stand. It caught the thin sunbeams that made their way through slits in the ceiling and crossed the half-lit room. The Lord Captain peered into the darkness enveloping the room. Awareness succeeded. All right. Although barely visible behind the closed ranks of the insurgents, the rusted barrels with evidently flammable contents had not escaped the Lord Bunnyman's keen eye. That's right. One good shot at those barrels would decimate the number of heretics on Rykad Minoris. The rogue trader surveyed the peculiar structure with great attention. My lore warp's not very high, though. All right, I guess it worked. The enormous mounted lens was doubtlessly imbued with the power of the arch enemy, inimical to all that is noble and virtuous in the universe. Anyone caught in the corrupted light it emits will face horrifying consequences. The Lord Captain patiently observed what happened next. Wait, why? I'm not going to stop this? We should blow the barrel. As if commanded by a grim, unseen force, the insurgents fell silent at once, and in a single movement, parted. A thick, sticky silence filled the room. The heretics' gazes were turned towards a metal structure with a lens on top of it, standing tall in the middle of a circle of melting candles, piles of books, and unholy symbols drawn on the floor. The structure flashed as a single sun ray illuminated it. A sound of bare feet broke the sinister silence as a man emerged from the deep shadows. Reeling, he entered the circle and collapsed on his knees in front of the enormous lens. Not a second had passed before many rebel hands gripped the fallen man's shoulders and hair. Remember, comrade, the last sun ray you behold will be yours only, shared with no one else. Your holy, final dawn, bellowed a lone heretic's voice amid the silent crowd. By the doing of someone's hands, the lens had turned and its focused ray feasted on the prisoner's eyes. Oh, all the blind mad people! Holy crap, that sucks. The blinded man's harrowing scream shook the very walls of the place. Consumed by the rite, the rebels had not yet noticed the stranger in their midst. The Lord Bunnyman braced himself and, shot the warp lens, destroying its charms. I don't know about that. Blew up the fuel barrels, thinning the heretics' ranks, charged bravely into battle to crush... Okay, I know the bunny man just charges straight down the middle, but shouldn't we do something first? I mean, I don't want to deal with this lens. I will deal with the ranks of heretics instead. I mean, we have some pretty good ways of dealing with AoE. Let's shoot the warp lens. The pain is meaningless. Only she can show me the true light. I'm assuming this is the guy who lost his eyes, right? Your eye is drawn to the shards of the enormous lens scattered around the broken device. At first, you're uncertain as to what troubles you. But suddenly the realization hits you. The glass shimmers in a unique way, just the same way as the shards of the unknown broken object you found near Theodora von Valancius' desk. Oh! Okay. What's the matter, Lord Captain? Why are you so interested in... Abelard trails off when he notices what you're looking at. He instantly makes the connection. By the Imperium Saints! It cannot be. Adira bites her lip. I see it too. Whatever that thing in her study was, it was made from the same material as this junk. What? What? Abelard is at a loss for words. He takes a moment to collect himself, and all at once they start pouring out in a hasty sputter. It's a mistake. Slander meant to blemish the good name of a person who is now dead and cannot even defend herself. First, those minions of the arch-enemy murdered Lord Captain Theodore, and now this cannot be tolerated. It will not be tolerated. Come on now, Abelard, remember what she was like. Adira's smile betrays her grief, but at the same time is strangely knowing. Brazen, assertive. It was like her entire life was a race against fate, until fate caught up with her in the end. She would have gone headfirst into a black hole if she had thought it would put her even one step ahead of everyone else out in the expanse. If we could just find out what she was keeping in her desk, why she went to get it during the attack. Sister Argenta's beautiful face is full of grief. How bitter it is to know that you were born from bad blood. But do not let this knowledge drag you into darkness. The sister's words ring with a genuine, sincere hope that you be blessed with a worthier fate. She does not appear to be shocked by the news of Theodora's possible heresy. Life must be so easy for you sanctimonious preachers. A dubious trinket. You no longer see a person, you see bad blood, an annoying hindrance. There is enough venom in Adira's voice to poison an entire regiment. Argenta recoils, but the next moment her dark eyes ignite with fury. How dare you admonish me? We are speaking of abetting the arch-enemy. A person who has tainted themselves thus can never justify their actions. Sure, why go through all the trouble of trying to make sense of anything when you just label them a heretic and call it a day? Except, dear friend, I seem to remember that you didn't mind Theodora so much while you were aboard the ship. You didn't leave her side for even a moment. She rescued you, aided you, and your adoration wilted the moment you heard an accusation sullying her memory. You weren't surprised or upset, you just gave up on her and moved on. Which you are walking a fine line between outright heresy and the barrel of a bolter. Shut your mouth before I shut it for you. Oh my god! You know what? I feel like it is too soon to cast accusations of heresy. For the heaven's sake, she was going to work with the Inquisition. But, I mean, obviously, she could still be heretical. So we'll say number 2. Adira's right. It's too soon to cast accusations of heresy. HBFT. Don't be naive. Theodora kept an unsanctioned witch by her side like a pet. Do you really believe she would think twice about crossing the line in other ways? Walk away from the device. Nothing but a pile of shards remains of the sinister lens that the heretics used to burn out the eyes of devout cultists. The cogitator screen reads access code required. Breach the defenses. The machine spirits look favorably upon you. You overcome the cogitator's defenses. A message archive loads up. Judging by the accompanying notes, the messages were meticulously transferred from paper to the sacred machine storage. Go to missives. New missive.
Heed the words of a harbinger of Aurora. Let it be known to you that the prophesied hour is nigh, and the faithful must triple their efforts. Those who stand in the way of our salvation must be swept away. Let it be revealed to you that the enemy is about to receive reinforcements. Remember the name, HBFT von Valancius.
Oh, wow. They've heard of me, I guess.
His ship has already entered the system. We should expect this enemy to appear near our positions. Whoever rids our comrades of this threat will be granted Aurora's special blessing, a chance to stand at the Prophet's side when the hour comes. Be vigilant. Let the final dawn come.
New missive.
Aurora's harbingers wish you to know, comrades, that the Von Valancia's ship is heading for the navigator station. You've got time to prepare a warm welcome for the enemy.
Oh, that's what Geigen was talking about. That is really cool. Oh my god. It's cool when you... I know you told me about it, but it's really cool when you see it for yourself. We are going to dispatches.
Tell the harbingers we've intercepted a convoy of the governor's underlings who were supposed to meet that Von Valancia's bloke. Only one out of the whole convoy got away, but he's not long for this world. No one's making it to the governor's hole, not that youngster or the ones he's supposed to meet. Our comrades have got their hands on a guard's Voxcaster. These fools have no clue we can hear all of their comms.
Dude! Calm discipline, man.
We know their every movement, and we're going to throw them a fine welcoming party. Aurora must have no doubts that we'll do whatever it takes to stop her enemies. Let the final dawn come.
My goodness, bunnies. That was crazy. We got a full party for the first time, so I'm super excited about that. And on top of that, it seems like there's so much left to do, and it's so cool. And you get so much loot. We have so much cargo. I feel like the moment we can actually start rogue trading, we are rogue trading right now, but you know what I mean, like trade for goods and services. I feel like we are going to have quite a lot to exchange. Thank you so much for your help. That was doozy. I really, really appreciate it. I had a total blast. I hope you did as well, and I can't wait to get into the next one. Have a good night.